This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live with another one of those DC's New 52 yearly reviews. And we are talking the series I just finished up, DC's New 52 All-Star Western, starring Jonah Hex. Really great series, fans. It's my third series I've read so far in my backlog of reading. I've done Action Comics, and I've done Justice League, and now, let me tell you, I liked each one of those. You know, those series, Action Comics, Justice League, liked them both. But currently, right now, All-Star Western, it's got to be my favorite. It's such a good series. Let me show you. I'm not going to go too far into the review like some of my other ones where I did Justice League and Action Comics, where I talk, you know, a really long time. But I'm going to show you some covers, tell you what I think. This is issue 1 of All-Star Westerns from DC's New 52, starring Jonah Hex. Jonah here, he just gets into Gotham. The year is 1880. What I really like about this whole series so far, it's written by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti. Really great stories, and the artwork by Moratat. I don't think Moratat has a first name. He's kind of like, you know, just Moratat. Moratat. You know, Picasso was Pablo Picasso, but everyone knows him by Picasso. They had Claude Monet, or was it Claude Monet? Don't really remember. But we ain't got Monet, we ain't got no Picasso here. This is Moratat, but I put him right up there with Picasso and Monet. Moratat, don't forget the name, it will never be the same. This is All-Star Western, people, starring Jonah Hex. 1880, a bounty hunter, Jonah Hex, decked out in Confederate garb, arrives at an old familiar city, folks, Gotham City to be exact, to investigate. Actually, he's coming to kill 3 people. I cannot remember the names, just like a bunch of people in this series, because being that it's a Western, so many people are getting killed off in this series. Guns a-blazing, really good stuff here. I have never really read Western comics before, but I'd seen Jonah Hex in some of the DC animated universe, so I wanted to give him a shot. So I'm giving him a shout out right now. Jonah Hex, people. Anyways, he gets to Gotham. He meets a guy by the name of Amadeus Arkham here in Gotham, who's kind of like a criminal psychologist, if you will. He studies the mind of the criminals. Why do they act this way? Why do they kill? Blah, 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 blah. And of course we know from the Batman folklore that this guy is the guy that created Arkham Asylum. So, really cool issue. Love the cover. Love all the covers of these issues. The artwork in these issues is just beautiful. This issue in particular, the starting out issue, I find that the colors in this issue are kind of in that sepia tone. You know, that old kind of not black and white, but not in color, but it's kind of that yellow grainy look. Really love the artwork. They kind of go away from that tone in the other issues where they do have more color, but the artwork's the same. It's just the hue is a lot different, whereas this one was like that sepia tone stuff. Really cool issue, All-Star Western 1. So yeah, when Hex meets Amadeus Arkham, because Hex was brought in to look at this from another guy. There was a guy that was someone called the Butcher, was the pen name of this evildoer, and so Hex is called in to see if he can capture him, because Gotham Police isn't having any luck. Here's second issue right here. Another beautiful cover. All-Star Western issue 2. They're trying to tag team Jonah Hex here. This guy looks like he's in the Klan, so really got some good stuff here. In this issue, they're still trying to find the Butcher, him and Amadeus Arkham, who Jonah Hex has not a love-hate, but mainly just a hate-hate. He's kind of like, Amadeus Arkham is a great character in this story. He's just kind of a little skinny guy, real smart, always trying to, think, where Jonah Hex really relies on a lot of action, but you wouldn't think it, but Jonah Hex is pretty dang smart, and he's been around the block, so it's really cool. Another great cover. All-Star Westerns. Guns, Gore, Gotham. Guns, Gore, Gotham. Like Beats, Bears, and Battleship Bears beats Battleship Galactica. Or I think, was that the name of the show? I don't even remember Battleship Galactica. Whatever that old show was that had the dude from Bonanza, the dad from Bonanza. Battlestar Galactica? Maybe that was the name of it. I'm so sorry, because a lot of you folks, I know y'all liked that one. I was more Buck Rogers. I never did really get into that one with old Dirk Benedict and all that. Anyways, Guns, Gore, and Gotham. So they're still in Gotham, and they're doing the finding that guy named the Butcher. And like I said, I read these, but I don't remember the storyline so much. All I'm trying to say, I'm trying to show you this. I'm just showing you that these cool covers, and these books were just phenomenal. Here's more stuff where this issue here, they pretty much stopped the Butcher. This issue here is they're going in the mines because there's a bad group of people. Can't remember, but there's a group of people that have something called they're called the Crime Bible, or they worship something called the Crime Bible, and it's people that support or they support the ways of Cain. Of course, we know Cain being the brother, the Cain and Abel, who killed his brother. So they do a lot of bad stuff to benefit their own needs. They don't care about anyone else. They're just doing bad things, like any bad group of guys. So they follow this thing called the Crime Bible. Anyways, one of the guys, I think, puts these kids to work in the sewer area or down beneath Gotham. And Black Hand, maybe? Black Hand? No, I don't know. Anyways, this is something really cool, but there's these, well, it's not cool, but you know what I mean, people. They're using little kids as slaves. How screwed up is that? So anyways, they are looking for proof and all that. Really good cover there. More Jonah Hex and Amadeus Arkham right there in All-Star Western number 4. Number 5 is another cool one. They're actually getting underneath Wayne Manor in here. And they have Bruce Wayne's great, I don't know how great he is, but grandfather in here. And this is inside the Bat Cave. And at this point, they're trying to get out because the leaders of the group that were making the kids slaves, they caught Amadeus Arkham and Jonah Hex, and they threw them down this river in the cave, and then they ended up kind of underneath Wayne Manor. And they're still trying to make their way out. They run into this out of the blue. I have no clue what the heck is going on here, because out of the blue it starts getting a little sci-fi. They have this humongous, and this is near the very end, they have this humongous giant bat. It's amazing. For one thing, this cover is awesome, but the bat, I'm not going to tell what happens to it, but there's a big bat down there. They survive, or there wouldn't be an issue 7. Hey, thanks for interrupting my video. You're live on the All-Star Western New DC 52 review. Do you have anything to say about Jonah Hex?
I don't know anything about him.
You don't? Alright. Well, come again next time. You done?
Yes.
Get out of here. Alright. Sorry, fans. Little legend always trying to make a cameo appearance in the videos. Okay. Here, another cool cover. Now, at one point in this, and I think this is on the boat in New Orleans, they go to New Orleans because they want the guy that was was the ringleader of the child slavery thing in Gotham. He fled and he went to New Orleans, where Jonah Hex meets up with two old friends of his, Nighthawk and Cinnamon, which they're two like people, good guy folks that fight crime, but in New Orleans. So this is a really good issue. This girl here, she's actually part of a bad group of folks. So Jonah Hex fights her on the boat. There's another. Jonah Hex fighting this girl. Jonah Hex actually ends up... No, actually, yeah, you know, they kind of have a fling. And she wants Jonah to live, but Jonah doesn't want to work for the bad guys. So this is issue number 8. Really good issue. Try not to get any of the glare in there. This is, remember fans, this is All-Star Westerns by DC New 52. He goes back to Gotham. He does his business down in New Orleans. He goes back to Gotham and runs into a Talon here from the Court of Owls. Female Talon. And he also meets up with, I want to say, yeah, in this issue, or was it issue 10? But finally he meets up with an old fling of his named Tallulah Black. And Tallulah Black is trying to kill the man that killed her family. But also, another thing is, this Talon is looking for the guy too, so we'll get to that. So anyway, he runs into Court of Owls right there. So the group that's for the that believes in that crime Bible, I don't remember their name, which kind of stinks, but I'm not too good on names. That's why I'll read comic books again. But it's these crime Bible people that they're trying to do stuff. Then you got the Court of Owls trying to mix in and do stuff as well. So you kind of got a little bit of the bad guys not liking each other. This is issue 10. Okay, this is the first Tallulah Black issue in the New 52, issue 10. And one of the bad guys is hanging out with Wayne, old Alan Wayne, I think, is the name. It's one of the old descendants, old school people, or, you know, relatives of the Bruce Wayne. And she gets thrown out of a saloon, top floor of a saloon thing. Oh no, it's the casino. It's Gotham Casino. And because she was trying to get the guy that killed her family, which old Mr. Wayne is talking to. And Mr. Wayne and this guy, this other guy, they're having a dispute over land because Wayne wants to build some botanical gardens and this guy wants to build something else. But anyway, beautiful cover again. Really cool. Also, if you notice in the very bottom, there's a little story for a guy by the name of Batlash. He's just another character from All-Star Westerns from the time period. A lot of these issues, like they had the Cinnamon and Nighthawk, they had Batlash, they had the Barberry Ghost, they had, what else did they have? I'm looking on my computer, I'm kind of cheating a little bit. They had El Diablo, all these like characters that at the end of the story, or you know, at the end of the comic, they'll have their own kind of story going on. You know, it's like little backstories, or I don't know what you call those, like secondary stories to the Jonah Hex stuff. And I loved all of those. I thought all of those were great. They're like, you know, 4 or 5 pages, but I thought those were all excellent. This is issue 11. And in that one bad group, all of them wore these like black kind of rings. That's issue 11. Really cool. Tallulah Black, Jonah Hex. They get to have a little tango with that Talon again, where Tallulah Black stops the stagecoach of the bad guy that wronged her family, and she was going to kill him. But this Talon comes in, swoops the guy up, and then the guy's like, "Oh, thanks so much for saving me. Thanks so much for saving me." She nooses him up and throws him off this bridge. So then everyone thinks that Jonah Hex and them killed the guy. And he was the guy that was with that other bad guy group, so now the bad guy group thinks Jonah Hex, Tallulah Black, and Amadeus Arkham were the ones responsible. This is issue 12. And what happens in 11 and 12, all three of them get captured by the bad guys. Tallulah Black escapes, goes on like a rampage. Like, she gets away and just starts silently just knocking people off left and right, holding her own. They're about to kill Amadeus Arkham and Jonah Hex, and then boom, Wayne comes in. Mr. Wayne, he comes in, brings the cops, the good cops, and they save these Jonah Hex and all of them. Really good. So old Wayne saves the day. Jonah Hex and them, they're like, wow, Mr. Wayne, why don't you get into law enforcement? And he's like, he's just trying to help Gotham, wants Gotham to prosper and become awesome. But that was kind of fun. There's so many good things in All-Star Westerns that I really like. The mayor, for instance, is Mayor Cobblepot. Of course, we all know one of his great-grandsons down the line, the Penguin and all that, Oswald Cobblepot. A lot of fun little things in here. There was one fight where Jonah Hex didn't have any guns on him, and this one villain says, whoa, alright Jonah Hex, let's see if you're faster than a speeding bullet. Just like little puns in there that everyone knows, oh, that's like a Superman reference. So really cool. This one I liked. I like the cover. It's the gunfight at Wayne Casino, Because everyone remembers the gunfight at OK Corral. It seemed like just yesterday that happened. And then that is issues 1 through 12 of All-Star Westerns from the DC's New 52 review that I gave you just now. Now, as an added bonus, I do love a good bonus at the end of these reviews. Some have them, some don't. But I'm also going to review this real quick. This is the 0 issue of the New 52 All-Star Westerns. And it is All-Star Western featuring Jonah Hex. Failed to mention, at the end of issue 12, they get it all done. The story arc is complete, and what happens is there's a guy that comes in and he needs to hire Jonah Hex and Amadeus Arkham, because the word's traveling that Hex and Arkham are really solving a lot of bad guy crimes and everything, which is kind of funny because Hex does most of the work. But we don't want to cut Arkham too short because he does a lot of help too, and then Tallulah Black is kind of in that group now as well. So I really like that group of three, because Hex and Tallulah Black are just badasses, and then Arkham's there just for smart stuff and kind of comedy. Also, I think and then at the end of issue 12, he's like, yeah, I want some plans, I want some deeds, because I want to upgrade my house, upgrade my land, because I want to create the what would be the Arkham Asylum to help criminals try to clean their mind. Anyways, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking 0 issue with Jonah Hex here. Really good story. I kind of like the 0 issue covers. They're busting out of the paper and it looks like a 0 in the background. This was a great story. Primarily, this was all a Jonah Hex story. The little last 3 or 4 pages just is kind of talking about what happened at the very end of issue 12, where this one guy comes in and he's trying to hire him to do something, to catch this thief that stole some miracle elixir from a guy by the name of Dr. Jekyll out in overseas. So no telling what kind of story that's going to be. But this was pretty much an origin story of Jonah Hex. I thought this was really good. Here's a kid. His dad was a badass, but the dad was a drinker, a gambler, lost all the money. The mom left him, and I don't want to go into too much, but you get to see what happened, why he's got that big scar all on his face and everything. So just an excellent issue. I mean, just an excellent, just a great comic book in general is this All-Star Western. I'm really liking DC. I'm liking it a lot. DC. I guess I can. I can somewhat be a little DC fanboy. I don't know, but I read. I've got other stuff to read, so I've read some Independence, and I'm going to try some of the Marvel now. But fans, let me just say, the Jonah Hex, an all-star Western comic, is an excellent comic. If you don't pick these comics up, and I'll just hold up issue 1, but I highly recommend you get the trade of these. And I love these, and what's good about these comics are the arcs wrap up fairly quick from each little criminal investigation or each little adventure to the next, which is good. I don't like my arcs too long. Four issues at the most is what I kind of like the arcs to be. I just kind of get lost sometimes in my own reading, but I really loved All-Star Western by DC Comics. And what's cool about usually at the end of each issue, you're going to have like a backup story with another like gunslinger or another person from this time period, 1880s DC universe here. So fans, that's all we have time for. I hope you liked this DC's New 52 review of the All-Star Western. Very good, and like I said, most all of these have a Jonah Hex in them, but in the future I won't get mad, like say if they do Nighthawk and Cinnamon all the way through, or El Diablo, or any of these other characters, Granberry Ghost. There was a guy by the name of Dr. Terrence 13, who's kind of like, I think he's a cooler Amadeus Arkham. Here he is right here. I think he's like a cooler Amadeus Arkham. He's almost like a Sherlock Holmes kind of guy, I would have to say. Really cool. But thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry if it's a little long, but you know, these DC New 52 reviews, that's how we roll with them. Hey, thanks for watching. Peace out. God bless.